to lead a life that honors God. Just have them write a 3 to 5 minute speech on the topic, "Why are the 10 Commandments important?" Then use your cell phone or other means to record them reading the speech and submit it by June 30th. Find out all the details and upload your recording at afr.net/10 commandments. That's afr.net/10 commandments.
It's First Time Caller Day on Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840.
It is first-time callers, so start lining up, folks. If you've never been on the show with us, today could be your day.
So first-time callers only today. Now we're going to ask 3 questions each.
The quack of a duck does not produce an echo. Is that true or false?
That falls under the category of it's just wrong.
Yes.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Trivia Friday right here on American Family Radio. Thanks for listening to AFR. I'm Tim Wildman with Ed Vitagliano. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Timothy.
You're not going to bite me, are you?
I was supposed to be Russian, but I guess it did come off sounding like Dracula, didn't it?
You had me going on Dracula, right?
I'm holding on to my neck. Yeah, I don't want him leaning over this way with his fangs.
So you're the
Blah, 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 blah.
It could have been, Dracula from Russia with love, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right, JJ Jasper.
Great to be here.
Where you been, JJ?
Had a real nice time last Saturday. I was the entertainment / doing a devotion for a family reunion. The Fox family and the Osborne family. Quick story, 10 kids in one family, 9 kids in the other.
Wow.
Everybody's scattered out, all these cousins. They would routinely get together, but it's been a few years. So they had a reunion, 90 people at this family reunion. Well, Al and Angie Lambert, a big part of that. They're AFR listeners. Some people came up from Arkansas to me and said, Gordy and Cheryl, we're from Gordy and Cheryl Meyer from Sherwood, Arkansas. They said, hey, Ed Vitagliano was our daughter's teacher. And when you taught at the school there.
April Meyer, yeah.
Yeah, and so then Louisiana listeners, and they said they love Trivia Friday, but there are people there from the Carolinas, from Arkansas, as I mentioned, Louisiana, Texas, they were all over. And I thought, I never met the grandparents or the great-grandparents, but I'm just thinking, years ago, somebody said family's important. Listen, this is all about legacy. After we're gone, please love each other. Please stay in touch. And when God introduced himself, he would say, oftentimes, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he's about generations. So I was very impressed with that. A great family there, Fox and Osborne families, and want to give them a little shout-out.
Yeah, for 1 year, my wife and I moved the family to Sherwood, Arkansas. I was working with my old Bible college roommate with his first church, and so I was doing that part-time, and I had a full-time job teaching junior high and high school history at Abundant Life School, Christian school, in Sherwood, Arkansas, and I loved it for that 1 year. I just loved those young people.
Stayed for a year?
For a year.
But you loved it.
I did love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I sense a little mockery there.
I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
More pay, better parsonage. You just moved on.
No,
felt led to move on.
Actually,
that's what the Lord calls you to.
Actually, wise guys,
your house more money.
We did what I thought was the Lord and moved back to Mississippi and did not have a job.
Wow.
So try doing that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
That's how bad you wanted to leave. Didn't even have a job lined up.
Oh, man.
No. Hey, look. Angie.
What a brutal crowd.
Angie Lambert, the contact person, huge AFR fan. When she put this together, she said, all of our relatives, please come. I was the entertainment. Make us laugh, do stand-up comedy, and share the gospel. She said, we just don't know how many have a relationship with the Lord. And, all these cousins and a lot of the cousins twice removed. That's the ones you had to worry about. but it was a great event. We were thankful to be included.
Trivia Friday it is, also known as
Learning University.
First-time callers only today. So if you haven't ever been on the show, this is your day to be on this program. Ask your question, answer one of our trivia questions.
How do they get on?
Well, Thanks for asking, Ed.
Yes, that's that
The,
little transition.
Phone number, the
Segue.
phone number, the segue to get the phone number is 888. The phone number I'm about to give is the phone number to call and be on the show. 888-589-8840. 888-589-8840 is the phone number to be on the program. And if you answer the mystery question, there'll be a mystery question, and you will hear this sound.
Ah, the beloved cowbell.
Beloved cowbell shall ring. All the world will know. You have answered the question correctly, and then you won yourself one of our brand new features here. What is this, Ed?
This is a ball cap. Would you call it? You call it
Well,
a
some
trucker's
people
cap.
call it a trucker's hat
Yeah.
or a farmer's hat or whatever like that. It's a
But
really,
it's
nice.
really nice.
cap.
It really is
Yeah.
nice. Well done.
So you'll win your next week. I remember to do this next week. We need to tell folks how they can order them. Order these AFR hats
Well,
if they want them.
Are they available at the store?
I don't know yet. I don't know
okay.
yet. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying next week maybe. But you're going to win it today if you answer the mystery question
Yeah.
right. All right. So you got to be 11 years old and up to be eligible to call in the program. So 10.
Well, you can be any age you want to call, but we're not going to let you on the show unless you're 11 years old and up.
And no identifying. No 8-year-olds identifying as 12-year-olds.
That's right.
Okay.
We don't play that game.
Not going
here.
to fly with us. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, seriously, we love our children listeners, but we got to set a limit on
Well, it's sometimes hard for us to
understand
kids, and they
Yeah.
hesitate, and
Right.
it's
And we
a
give
lot
the
of dead air.
we give them the Joe Biden look. You know what I'm saying?
Brett Creeley, our producer,
Yeah.
and I, we were wondering how long it would take for someone to mention the debate last night. So
we were going to talk about that Monday.
Monday, yeah.
That was
We'll talk about it
Yeah.
Monday. I'm sorry I brought
No,
it
it's
up.
all- I did. It was sad in many ways. All right, but there are other things we could use to describe what happened last night, but we'll do that on Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Okay, so
Monday's
right now,
coming.
let's go, Ed. What do you got
All right,
for us
here
there?
are my 3 questions. First, most of us have seen a movie in 3D. What does 3D stand for? Tim, please don't mock the question. I know it's easy. What does 3D stand for?
Actually, I don't know. So
Oh,
it's
you
not
don't? Okay,
easy.
so it's a
No.
good question.
There's
All
the
right.
deal. You got a rusty bolt. You get some of that 3D and spray on it, and it'll do. If you got masking tape and 3D, you can get through this world.
And duct tape, even better. Second question. In the book, Mutiny on the Bounty,
Mutiny on the Bounty.
what was the name of the captain who was the antagonist? There were a couple of movies by the same title, too. But in the book, Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the antagonist? Very famous character in literature.
Tennille.
Was that
And Tennille.
Captain and Tennille?
Is that not? I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Did I get it close?
Okay. No, it's
Not in the ballpark?
still-
not even in the
I'm
ballpark.
still stuck on antagonist because it's not enough that you got to deal with scurvy, and then you got to deal with antagonists out
I
there in
know.
the open sea.
I know.
Please give
the
me a
villain.
break. Give me a break.
The villain. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Third question. Sorry to do this. This is a presidential debate question. During the 1988 vice presidential debate, one candidate said to the other, "Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy." Who were the 2 candidates involved?
Good question.
During the 1988 vice presidential debate, one candidate said to the other, "Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy." Who were the 2 candidates involved? All right, that's what I've got.
First question from the Bible: what are the names of Joseph's 2 sons? You remember Joseph, who
Yeah.
went to Egypt, sold into slavery. I need the name of Joseph's 2 sons. Second question, thinking about the presidential debate. Name 3 presidents whose first and last name start with the same letter. Name 3 presidents whose first and last name started with the same letter. Third question, true or false? Thursday, talking about the day of the week, Thursday is named for Thor, the hammer-wielding Norse god. Is that true or false? Thursday is named for Thor, The hammer-wielding Norse god. True
I
or
know I
false?
hit my thumb once with a hammer, and it was Thor.
And you yelled out
It-
Thursday. And you hit it.
It was Thor for a whole week. I should have done that in your
Old man
voice,
oh,
your old
Earl
man
voice.
voice.
Yes.
All right, first question from me is at last night's presidential debate, one candidate said to another, "You can't hit the golf ball 50 yards." Who said that?
But we're not talking about the debate until Monday.
No.
Last night's
that was,
presidential debate,
That was huge.
one
That was huge.
one candidate said to the other one, "You can't hit the ball 50 yards." Talking about golf balls.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Is that really your question?
I
No.
came up with it. on the
No.
fly.
Are you
Okay.
serious?
All
All right, here's
No.
my.
Yeah.
Well, answer it if you want to.
With this group, who knows?
Second question.
Serious.
I'll go with it.
Yeah,
I'll
go with it.
What,
So he was paying attention.
Yeah. All right, second question. What are the 5 oceans on the planet? Now, there are oceans that are not on the planet. We don't want them.
We're not talking about those.
What are the names of the 5 oceans?
Yeah, we're not talking about the Sea of Tranquility.
Right, which is an ocean on the moon. All right. So, here's my next question. Third question. Should I just skip that 50 yards?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
skip it.
That. Yes, sir.
It's up to you.
Okay. That's for fun.
Yeah.
You can just throw it in there. Okay, here's the next question. And this is for an AFR cap,
It's a travel hat.
travel hat, a travel hat. This is for AFR summer hat, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. I don't care. It's a beautiful cap that we'll send you in AFR. So this is because this question is not the easiest one, okay? Because it has 3 parts. What cities have these nicknames? And I want all 3 to qualify to win the hat. That's why, okay?
Of course.
So, the Big Easy, the Windy City, and Gateway to the West.
That's a really good question.
What 3 major American cities have those nicknames? And you have to go 3.
And I know this. I know the answers to
Okay,
these.
you have to go 3 for 3.
I got 'em.
Is that 3 questions or is that 2?
No, I think you got 3.
I think you ought to add a real one instead of the 50-yard thing.
the 50-yard
Think so?
one.
Yes, sir.
It's bothering JB.
Yeah, that's yeah, I'm triggered. Not really me, but they, them, and some of this other stuff that identifies as being triggered.
All right, and the third one is, what is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the world? Globally, what is the most commonly
Wow.
consumed vegetable in the whole wide world?
But enough about okra. I know it's summertime. People got that garden going. People around the world, they're scarfing down on that okra. Everybody knows it.
Yeah, I'm going to order me some of that Asian
Let's
okra.
go.
All right. All right, we go to Tennessee. And Micah is on the line. Micah, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Asian okra.
Hey, thank you for getting me on.
Well, we didn't actually do it, Micah, but we're glad you made it through the gauntlet to get on.
Cindy did.
Cindy did.
Yeah, Cindy called you.
Hey, Micah, where do you live in Tennessee?
Morrison.
Morrison. Okay.
Where is Morrison? We're looking at or what are you close to that we know?
We're about We're about 20 minutes east from Manchester, which is about halfway in between Nashville and Chattanooga.
Okay.
All right. Well, Micah, we're glad you made it through. You want to ask, answer, or do both?
I like to do both.
All right. Which question you want to try to answer?
The one about Thursday.
All right, here's the question, Micah. You got a 50-50 chance. It's true or false. Thursday, talking about the day of the week, is named for Thor, the hammer-wielding Norse god. Is that true or false?
I'm going to go true.
It is 100% true.
Good. Way to go, Micah.
I thought that had to be a joke. I mean, that's
No,
some
that's-
kind of Marvel comic
How'd you
thing.
know that?
Not off the calendar.
How'd you know that, Michael?
I've studied the months.
Oh, okay. Okay. And why don't we have 12? We're not 13 or 27.
Yeah, how much did you actually study it, Micah?
Not much. I studied the names.
What's the right way to say the second month? Say that out loud for us slowly.
February.
Good.
Again,
Good job.
We're
More
giving you a hard time, a little
more-
bit of a
more-
hard time, Micah. What?
again, more references to Biden. That's. I don't think that's funny. But anyway.
What?
Hey, Micah,
February.
what's your question for us?
What two early presidents died on the same day, July 4th?
Okay, don't say anything, Michael. We're going to talk amongst ourselves.
Yes, we are.
So it was Thomas Jefferson and was it Madison?
I think you're right. And they died within
Hours.
hours of each
But
other.
because there's no internet, they didn't know. And they did you not know that? There was no internet back then.
No, I saw that quote. Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln said there was no internet back then.
Yeah.
He's quoted as saying that.
On the internet. So you okay with
No,
Jefferson and James
I like the
Madison,
way
Tim,
you
or-
made note of the fact in the 1700s there wasn't any internet. Just to be clear,
I am the master of the obvious.
to borrow from Kareem Jean-Pierre, just to be clear.
Just to be
Hey,
clear.
Micah, are we right? Those two?
You are correct.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Hey, you started us off. With
We
a
clap
good
for
answer.
ourselves.
We did. We're off
Pat
to a great
ourselves on the
start.
back.
We're off to the races. Have a
All
great
right.
weekend, buddy.
All right, now we go to Texas, boys, and Jeremy is on the line. Jeremy, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, esteemed professors.
Howdy.
Hey.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Steve
What do
How
you?
y'all doing?
Am I the only one that feels compelled to say howdy when we have somebody on from
Yeah.
Howdy.
Texas?
I'm not compelled
It's
to
a
do it.
Texas stereotype.
That's it.
Everybody does it.
Good.
But
See,
boy, howdy.
That's what I
Yes,
want to do,
sir.
connect with
Howdy,
everybody.
partner.
What part of Texas?
Yes, sir. I live at Lake Proctor, Texas,
Lake Proctor is
It's,
by where?
outside of Comanche, Texas. If you know Abilene, Texas, it's
Yes.
probably, I'm going to say, hour and 45 minutes west or east of Abilene.
All right,
little
gotcha.
bitty lake and little bitty nowhere.
East of
A
Abilene.
lot of rattlesnakes, a lot of tumbleweeds through there.
10-4 on that one.
Hey, ask, answer, or do both, sir.
I'd like to do both.
Which one you want to answer?
The three cities for Mr. Wildman.
All right, so
Can
here's
you-
the question before us. The three, and you're going to get the hat, the AFR hat.
If you get it.
I got to go 3 for 3 now. What cities have these three nicknames? I'll start with this one. Tell me what city is known as the Big Easy.
New Orleans.
That's true.
Nolans.
No, yes. What city is known as the Windy City?
Chicago.
Correct. And finally, for the hat, drum roll, please. Can somebody give me a drum roll here?
I don't
Louis.
I don't
Thank
have,
you, JJ.
I don't have any
JJ
drums.
improvised.
Let's say it out loud.
The gateway to the west is
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
Hey, nicely done.
Wow, way to go.
And you know,
Louis.
part of the arch was to tie in with that. Hey, this is the arch. It's the gateway to the
Right.
west. I think that was the
Yeah,
longer
no, you're right.
title of it.
Yeah.
It was also sponsored by McDonald's.
Right.
So they just did the one,
Oh, the
one
gateway. I
arch.
see what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah.
One
the
golden
gateway.
arch.
Well, 2 golden arches, right?
Well, they didn't want to get the two mixed up with the McDonald's.
And with the budget.
Yeah.
You know.
Way to go. Way to go.
Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Jeremy,
way to go,
nicely
Jeremy.
done, buddy.
Yep.
All right, Jeremy, fire
Thank you,
away.
sir.
What do you got for us?
Mine's a simple trivia question, movie you. Yeah, I was talking about Eeyore a couple weeks ago. The voice character that does Eeyore for Winnie the Pooh, whatever. What other famous character does he voice for?
Joel Osteen. No?
He's the
That-
voiceover for
That was
Joe.
too loud.
Joel.
I
It's a
laughed.
famous
Oh,
movie series. It started out as a cartoon that they actually made
Oh,
toys for. I'm trying to give you a hint.
Yeah.
toys.
It started out as a cartoon that they made toys for.
That Stretch
I
Armstrong.
may have that backwards. Same time.
Ed's going to know.
No, I do know the answer. It's tucked away somewhere, but I can't recall it.
All right, what's the answer, Jeremy?
I don't remember the gentleman's name, but the same character he does for Eeyore as he does for Optimus Prime. The head
Oh,
robot.
I guess I didn't know
It's
that
the same.
one.
It's the same gentleman. I can't remember his name. I had it in my head, and I'd like.
For
You know what?
forgot it. As soon as
Help
I
me
started
out here.
telling.
I guess I didn't know that one.
What is? Explain what Optimus Prime.
It's Transformers.
Okay,
He's
no
like
wonder I didn't know.
their leader.
You don't know what
He's
Transformers
like
are?
the.
I know what Transformers are. I didn't know. I didn't.
There was a cartoon.
Is that a deep dive?
No, I mean, well, for the voice, it might be, but Optimus Prime's not a deep dive. For those who watch the
sounds like a
cartoon
car.
series and then the movie
Yeah,
franchise.
that's what we got instead of you Google. We just go to Optimus Prime to get all our information. That's
Or
where
it's like a.
That's where I order my books from.
It's
Yeah.
like Optimus
Optimus Prime.
Prime tax relief or something.
hey, that's
You know what I'm
good.
saying?
Optimus
Yeah.
Prime.
Hey, thanks, Jeremy.
Stay on.
Yes,
Stay on the line.
We got to get your address for your
That's
Put
cow.
it
right.
on hold.
for your ball cap.
And Cindy will get your information, and we will send you your hat. You know, it must be a lot cheaper for us to mail these hats than those
Tumblers.
tumblers.
Yeah.
We
We needed something new and fresh. different.
Yes.
That's right. Hey, those are seriously some good-looking
It's a nice
ball
col-
caps,
nice
and
color
I'll be
scheme.
glad when we have those in the store. Everybody in my family wears a ball cap.
Really.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Texas. Texas is starting off well today, and Tom is on the line. Tom, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah, Tom, thanks for calling. Where do you live, brother?
Live in Flower Mound.
Okay.
Howdy, Tom.
Howdy.
Tom sounds like he's had enough of that.
Ask-
Howdy.
I bet you're I bet you're wearing a 10-gallon hat right now, aren't you, Tom?
No, I'm actually wearing my Kennedy Space Center failure is not an option ball cap.
There you go.
I like it.
That's a good motto.
Are you in that field?
No, I'm not in the field.
Hey,
his
I
house.
know I do way too much talking, but Tom and others,
What
my
makes you
daughter,
think he's in a field.
I said that field. I meant like
career.
Kennedy,
Yeah, career.
spaceships and
So my daughter just went to Huntsville, and I've never been, and she took in some of the space shows and things, space museums. Have you guys done that?
no.
When I was in 6th grade,
That's something I've always
I
wanted to
did.
do. Did you remember much about it?
Yeah.
Were you impressed?
yeah, we went into outer space for 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, she
Came
did
back.
that. They did
Yeah.
that.
What?
Got
What are you
weightless.
talking about?
Yes, in a little thing. They got weightless. They don't play.
Huh.
Huntsville.
Huntsville
All right,
don't play.
Tom, ask, answer, or do both.
I'd like to do both.
All right, which one you want to answer?
I think the debate question.
All right. Well, which one you talking about?
Tim's
Yeah.
question.
Well,
Which one you
there was
talking
no
about?
question.
Yes.
was
Okay.
no
So I want to
question
know.
about
I want to
last
know
night's debate.
the question is, in last night's debate, one candidate turned to another one and said, "You can't hit the golf ball 50 yards." End quote. Who said that to whom?
Well, that's not the question I was going to answer.
All right.
but
You want the
that was-
1988 one or
Oh,
88.
okay.
That was our President Trump, of course.
Wait a minute. If you get this, you get this.
he's got to answer it now.
Go ahead.
He's up to
Yeah.
his eyebrows with it now.
All right. Well, that was our President, 45. Trump,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
All right.
to whom was he speaking?
Okay. And does this person know it?
Hey,
We got to
no.
stop
hey,
that.
No, we do.
back
We
to
do.
this. Back to Ed. Give the real question. I think.
Yeah.
that's
No,
what he
he's
wanted to.
I
He-
thought he wanted that question. That's why I asked it. Otherwise,
Right.
I wouldn't have.
okay. So we'll go to
Yeah,
the
he
other.
wants to straight up legit
Yeah.
Okay,
question. From
legit question. Well, here it is, Tom.
the other one where the other guy mocked the other guy.
Yes. During the 1988 vice presidential debate, one candidate said to the other, "Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy." Who are the two candidates involved?
Well, that was Lloyd Benson saying that, yeah, no, I know Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine, and you, sir, I know Jack Kennedy. He was speaking to Dan Quayle.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Way to go.
That was nicely done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you didn't have to look that up. You just remembered.
You dressed him down
Yeah,
right
I
there.
remembered that. I don't know. I can't say that I saw that on TV, but I may have. I just recall
I saw
quite,
it. Yeah.
quite
It was
well.
It was quite a moment there. Hey, excellent.
It was.
What's your question for us, and then we'll go to our break.
Well, my question for you fellas is, there's a date in the Bible that is is significant to me, and it is involving the date which the flood started. I'm a fairly new Christian, and when I started reading the Bible, I began at the beginning and quite soon read this particular scripture and went to my sister, who is a Bible scholar, and said, I can't believe the date that's in the Bible of when the flood started is actually the date that I was saved.
Wow.
And she said, no, that date is there's not in the Bible. And I said, well, it is in mine, which was a joke. But
wait a minute, hold on. Wait, we missed the joke, man. It is in mine.
Yeah, it is in mine. It's in the Bible. And if you equate today's calendar to this particular passage, the date that the flood started is what?
You're going to have to answer.
I think you stumped us. There's the music.
I'm going,
it's time for the break.
I'm going Mesopotamia.
17th day of the second month.
17th day of the second.
So let me see, Tom. Your birthday is February 17th?
No, you got
that's the day I was
saved.
saved.
Yeah.
Oh, when you were saved.
Got saved.
Spiritual birthday.
There you go.
Spiritual birthday.
Tom, thank you so
Yes,
much.
sir,
God
Tom.
bless you. Have a great weekend in Texas. Thanks for listening to
And the new Christian, welcome to the family,
Yes,
Tom.
sir.
All right, we'll be back momentarily with more Trivia Friday on American Family Radio.
It's my turn.
Here is your host for My Turn, Don Wildman.
Every human has two basic needs when it comes to the area of love. One need is to love, and the other is to be loved. These are two basic needs of the human personality. Once, while visiting in the hospital, I was stopped by an elderly lady in a wheelchair. She didn't know me, and I didn't know her, but she wanted to talk with someone. She told me about herself. She had no family to visit her, but some people from her church visited with her quite often. Tears came to her eyes as she told me about their visits. They meant so much to her. This elderly lady needed a little attention, some affection, wanted to know someone cared for her, someone loved her. We all have this need to be loved, to know that someone cares for us, to know that we are important to someone. It's a hunger in the human heart to be loved. It's a natural hunger, as natural as breathing. Then also, every person needs to give love. Robert Hugh Benson once said, "It is only the souls that do not love that go empty in this world." Give love, and love will be given you. Not always by all those you give love to, and not always in the manner you desire, but by enough people to make life enjoyable. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but I've seen enough of life to know that love must have an outlet. Unexpressed love can be extremely dangerous to the human personality. I've even seen unexpressed love turned to hatred. A home where love is given and received by all members of the family is a happy home. A home where one member, only one member, fails to give or receive love is often a miserable experience. So I say again, love must have an outlet. I've seen couples who did not have any children love a pet as they would a child. Why? Because of the need to express love. Children are part of God's plan to give parents an outlet to express love. So are our marriage partners. They are part of God's practical plan to help us meet this need. It's just as important to learn to accept love as it is to give love. However, you can accept love without giving, but I don't think you can give love without accepting. Therefore, the emphasis should be on giving. Now, these two basic human needs must be met vertically as well as horizontally. We need to love God and accept God's love of us. The best way we can express our love for God is to love our fellow man. An unknown author has put it this way: I sought my soul, but my soul I could not see. I sought my God, but my God eluded me. I sought my brother and found all three. Each of us has two basic needs: to love and to be loved. Remember to give love, and love will be given to you. Accept God's love and love Him in return. If you will learn to do these things, life will be enjoyable and worth the effort it takes to live.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildman, a production of the American Family Association.
Helping women save babies. That's the goal of the Safe Haven Law, and there's an Indiana ministry using it with effective results. Safe Haven Baby Boxes has patented and produced safe and comfortable medical bassinets and located them outside designated safe places. Parents can leave an infant where it will be recovered by trained personnel in just a couple of minutes. You really need to know about this life-saving ministry. Read Indiana Ministry Saving Abandoned Babies at afa.net/thestand.
Beloved, we are now children of God, and what we will be has not yet been revealed. We know that when Christ appears, we will be like Him, for we will see Him as He is, and everyone who has this hope in Him purifies himself just as Christ is pure. 1 John 3:2-3.
American Family Radio.
All right, that is the theme from. Turn it back up. You know you're getting ready for a cool show right there.
Yes.
Huh?
You know, this is Mission Impossible, and there's like 7 or 8 movies with Tom Cruise in it, as well as the original television show. And I have several versions of that song on my Spotify
Mission Impossible
playlist. It just gets you going.
It was a show from the late 60s, early 70s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, late 60s. Yeah,
this will self-destruct?
Yes, this message will self-destruct.
Now, didn't you tell me once that when you're out there trying to solve that mole problem in your yard, you're listening to Mission Impossible?
That's about true. That's about right. I don't know how to get rid of moles.
I'm not so sure they're moles. I don't know. If you've never seen one, you know
it
what I'm saying?
might just be a yard.
How do we know?
Conspiracy theory.
How do we know
landscaping conspiracy theory?
What it really is out there destroying your yard?
Boys, part of being a gardener is you have bragging rights. I've got one corn stalk in my garden that's 9 feet 9 inches. Took the tape measure. I'm like a golfer, or I caught a fish that was this big. If you don't have a picture, or if you don't have your tape measure,
then it doesn't exist.
I stood by it. My daughter said, I think that's 7. I've been telling people 7 or 8 feet. And my daughter said, it's taller than that. I said, it's taller than 8 feet? Went and got the tape measure, 9 feet, 9 inches. A lot of them are 9 feet.
They've been tested like for steroids?
Well, somebody said, that's a lot of Miracle Grow. No, it's Miracle Manure. I broadcast that
all
2
over?
inches thick all over the garden.
Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, and JJ. We're going to reset our questions here, fellas. Then back to the phone.
I'm not going to be able to recover from.
He lost his appetite.
The mental image of 2 inches of manure.
Dry. I should say dry.
Dry. Okay.
Well, that makes a difference.
Yeah. Well, I didn't back the septic tank.
It does
truck
when you're
out there.
spreading it out.
No, I didn't. You got your picture in the septic tank truck coming out there with a big hose, spraying everything. No,
exactly.
Dry powder.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We need to raise the level of decorum.
Absolutely.
On this show.
All right.
And I think you can do it, Ed.
I can do it. Here we go. I got my. I'm gonna have to add a question, but it's gonna be a barn burner here. All right. Most of us have seen a movie in 3D. What does 3D stand for? Second question: in the book or the movie, Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the villain? Or as JJ insisted I say, the antagonist. And we did have a presidential debate last night, so between now and the political conventions. I am going to have questions like this every Friday. So pay attention, folks, and get up to speed on your political history. Who were the presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House?
Good
So
stuff.
going forward, I'm going to be picking a year and asking one of these kinds of questions. Who were the presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House?
Here's what I've got. First question from the Bible. What are the names of Joseph's two sons? You remember he had those sons born when he went to Egypt. What are the names of Joseph's two sons? Second question, name three presidents whose first name and last name started with the same letter. Name three presidents whose first name and last name started with the same letter. By the way, there were four, but I just need you to tell me three of them. Then I'll add a question. This puzzle toy was invented in Hungary, but it was the best-selling toy in America in 1981. Name it. Puzzle toy that was the best-selling toy of 1981.
A puzzle toy.
Puzzle toy.
Okay. All right, my question, I got two questions. What are the names of the five oceans? I was going to say of the world, but do I really need to say that?
What are the name of the five oceans in your county where you live?
Right. What are the names of the five oceans? It's like that sign I told y'all about out by my house. It's on the highway, and it's about 25 feet from the bridge.
Yes.
And it says the bridge will freeze in the winter.
Do you really need to?
Yeah. No. It says ice build up when cold, or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah,
like,
I've seen some of those slippery when wet signs on the road, and you go,
But
wow, thank you for that.
you have about a 25 feet warning before you hit the ice.
Going.
And if you even turn away for a second, you even miss the sign that tells you
That's right.
that ice may build up on the bridge when it's cold.
Yes.
All right. Surely Mississippi's not the only state that does that.
No, it's everywhere.
Everybody, okay, good.
Probably.
Feel better. All right. And my second question is, what is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the world?
This is one that I want to know the answer to. I have a couple
telling
of
you,
guesses,
boys, it's
but-
okra. I already
Okra?
accidentally spilled the beans.
or
Spilled the okra.
or the okra.
All right, go, Ed.
All right, let's go back to Arkansas. Why don't we?
Do that.
And Tracy is on the line. Tracy, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Tracy. Where do you live in Arkansas?
I live in Ward, Arkansas, and actually I grew up in Sherwood, Arkansas, before there was an Abundant Life School.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. All right. So,
It's a small
that's
world.
the one I taught at.
Yeah. So, and Sherwood's not too far from
North Little Rock.
North Little Rock. That the Jacksonville?
That's correct.
Jacksonville, Sherwood.
That's correct. It's actually between Jacksonville and North Little Rock.
I got you.
I'm telling you, we got a Rand McNally right here on the professor staff.
Hey,
Well,
Tracy, let me just ask you a
I'll
personal
try.
question. Is there still a Mazio's Pizza over there in Sherwood, Arkansas? That was one
No,
of my
there's not.
There's not. That just breaks my heart.
Well, it's economy.
Well, you got to go to Shotgun Dan's instead.
Shotgun Dan's. All
For
right.
pizza? Is that a
For pizza.
pizzeria?
Shotgun
Shotgun
Dan?
Dan?
I guess that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
It is.
All right. Shotgun Dan's. Little free advertising for you.
Why are you
folks.
triggered for pizza?
No.
Oh, I killed myself.
Oh, man.
You see what I did?
I do.
Boom.
I do.
That's a boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Even better.
No,
Yeah,
that's
both
what
barrels.
Shotgun. He needs to put that on his thing. Are you triggered?
Are you-
Triggered for
Triggered
pizza?
for pizza.
Shotgun Dan.
All right, Tracy, ask, answer, or both.
I'll just answer.
Which one?
Well, I started to go with the easy one for the 1980 election, but I thought there's no sense in that. I'm going to go with the tough one with the five oceans.
Here we go.
All right.
5 parts to it.
All right. So, Tracy, what are the names of the five oceans?
Well, I'm 100% sure on 4 of them, but the 5th one may get me. I'm going to go with the Atlantic Ocean, the
Yes.
Pacific Ocean,
Yes.
the Indian Ocean,
Yes.
the Arctic Ocean,
Yes.
and the Mediterranean Sea.
No.
No.
You got four. You scored an 80.
Could you be a little more Pacific about that ocean off the coast of California?
I see what you did there. Hey, I'll give you one more shot. I'm just feeling generous today, Tracy. The Mediterranean Sea is that's a good guess, but it's a sea. It's
Give
not
him a
an
little
ocean.
bit of a hint. Move him a little bit in the right direction.
Well, the little bit of the right direction is you didn't get it right.
I know that. Well, and
no hint at all.
The funny thing
Don't
is
give
I
it
knew
away.
that
Just
was
give him a
gonna be
nudge.
All right, so the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. Those are the four you got correct. Mediterranean Sea, not. Do you have any wild guess, or do you want me to give you a hint?
Give me a hint, because for the life of me, I can't think of it.
Bottom of the world. Come on.
Well, the bottom of the world's Antarctica.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
You got it.
Wait, is it Antarctica Ocean?
Yeah.
Antarctic, ocean.
Antarctic.
That's the name of the ocean?
Mm-hmm.
And the continent?
Unless they renamed it.
And the
It's
country?
still Antarctic.
Yeah,
Antarctic
that's right.
Ocean. So
Yeah.
Well, I've never been in the Antarctic Ocean, but I've been in the rest of them.
No
You've
kidding.
been in the Arctic Ocean?
Well, when I left Sherwood originally in 1983, I spent 23 years in the Navy.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right.
you've been in a lot
Wow.
of boats, a lot of water.
hey,
Thank you for your service.
what's give us one or two of the most beautiful places you've seen on the globe?
People don't believe me when I say this, but the most beautiful place I've ever been is Diego Garcia.
Why?
Okay,
Tell us why.
that's
Waterfalls, why?
Where is that
Is
exactly?
that between Africa and India?
It's actually between. It's in the middle of the Indian Ocean. It's seven degrees south of the equator, and all it is a small atoll, and it's British-owned territory, and all it's there is military base, an airstrip, and then naval facilities.
Does it look like
And
Gilligan's
back in-
Island or something? I mean, is it that pretty?
Exactly. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's just.
What's it called?
Well, it was in the
Diego
80s. I can't say
Garcia.
for now, but it's just beautiful.
Okay,
It's
they
a
ask
horseshoe-shaped atoll.
they ask you a question about the scenic. I want to know, like, one of the most crazy things, like whales following you, or one of the most bizarre things, like a horrific storm that you're on, 30, 40-foot waves. Tell me something amazing that happened in 20-plus years out there on the waters.
Well, we had a time when the ocean, we were either in the Indian Ocean or the Pacific, I don't recall. But this was in the 80s also. It was very calm. It was early in the morning, and we started going through dolphins. And as far as you could see, there were dolphins all the way around the ship from horizon to horizon, just doing acrobatic flips and jumping out of the water. It was beautiful. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Any video of that?
No, back then you had to have one of those shoulder-mounted cameras, and I didn't carry one of those.
Amazing,
that is
amazing.
amazing. What
Yeah,
about
that'd
Probably
be
some kind
something
of
to see.
spawning ground or
Right.
something.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Brother Tracy. Did he ask?
He just wanted to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your service to our country.
Yes.
Sir.
What
Absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Both stories, to see that little Gilligan's Island look-alike, and then to see all those dolphins.
But the correct the five oceans: Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic, and Antarctic.
Oceans, five
Yeah.
oceans.
Yeah.
All right, we go back to the phones. We go to Iowa, and Kent is on the line. Kent, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Well, thank you. We appreciate AFR and the education.
The education.
Education. That's
Thank
right,
you.
Ken.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
We
Highly
hope you're
regarded.
smarterer and betterer
And
for
awesomer.
listening.
Where do you live in Iowa?
We are at the very east in Dubuque, Iowa. It's right where Wisconsin and Iowa and Illinois come together.
How did you guys fare, you and your loved ones, with all the big rain that Iowa got?
Well, it's raining right now. Actually.
Wow, still?
Yeah. We do get quite a bit of rain here, and we're right next to the Mississippi, so it's we've done fine.
Didn't Iowa get like 11 or 12 inches in 72 hours last weekend?
Well,
some
we were
parts.
getting back from a trip in Alaska, so we missed that.
Wow.
All right, ask, answer, or both.
Both, please.
Go.
Which one, Kent? Do you want to answer?
Joseph's sons.
All right, here's the question from the Bible. What are the names of Joseph's two sons?
Ephraim and Manasseh.
Nice. Nicely done.
Ephraim and Manasseh.
Yes, Manasseh. And I always, when I'm reading that story, and then Joseph has his father come do the blessing, and he starts to put his hands on their heads, and he tries to switch their hands.
Yeah.
And you think, boy, you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around, because, he may have remembered, oh, wait, you and, your mother conspired and did that to Dad, and tricked him with the blessing. And so he's thinking that maybe, and wanting to put his hands on the different heads there.
Yeah.
Of the sons.
All right, Ken, ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay, a positive number multiplied by itself yields a positive number. A negative number multiplied times itself yields a positive number. This true or false question. An imaginary number times itself yields a negative number. Is that true?
All right, first, before we answer, Kent, are you available next April to do my taxes? Do somebody's taxes. I'm asking for a friend. All right, what do you guys think?
Okay, don't say anything, Kent. We're going to talk amongst ourselves here.
If you say imaginary number, you could give an imaginary answer if you wanted to.
Listen, in mathematics is another universe.
Yep.
So I'm guessing that there are imaginary numbers in mathematics. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
For a change.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking
imaginary friends, you got imaginary numbers.
So these numbers identify as what now?
No. I'm saying this. I think this is true.
Yeah, I'm going to go true.
I think it's true
because it's just crazy enough to be true.
Tim, what do you say?
I say there are some questions where the first sentence I know there's no hope for me
you're going to answer
or being in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
So I'm going to defer to you guys.
All right, we think we'd say yes.
We think it's true, Kent.
Okay, it is absolutely 100% true.
Now, explain that in the short answer.
Yeah, for imaginary numbers.
Well, I thought it was such a ridiculous idea that's why I brought it on the show.
Are you a mathematician?
No, I'm an engineer, but not a mathematician.
Well, engineer's close. Explain it to some imaginary professors in just a couple of sentences. Put it on the bottom shelf for us.
Okay. The square root of 16 is 4. Or it could be negative 4. But what's the square root of negative 16? It's an imaginary number. That's the best I can do to explain it. I thought it was ridiculous.
No, that's good.
Tell you what,
you helped us.
Tell you what I'm about to do, Kent, for those watching on TV, I'm about to hold up an imaginary number. You can see it. Can you see it?
Yes. You have to see it in your mind's eye.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Kent. Thank you for listening to AFR. Have a wonderful weekend.
Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Thanks to Kent for that mathematical education right there.
Now, we do have a summer intern. Now, I'm not going to put her on.
Autumn.
I'm not going to a summer intern
Autumn,
named
who's
Autumn.
a high school student from here in Tupelo.
Yes, and she was nodding about the imaginary
you
numbers.
like math? Yes.
Yeah. Common Core people.
All right, Autumn, speaking to us, tell us how did you know that?
Oh, I took college algebra last year.
In high school? And you took college algebra?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
And so you knew that there were such things as imaginary numbers.
Yes, sir. It's like whenever you divide like a square root of a negative or something like that.
Yeah.
Like an imaginary
That's what Kent
friend?
just said.
Yeah.
Well, you can play with your
Imaginary numbers along with your imaginary friends.
So
Tim is just continuing
I'm guessing
to mock.
you also, if you're taking college
algebra.
Then did you've already taken trig and calculus in high school?
I took well, there's like another class and it had trig in it, but I'm taking calculus next year. So
wow, I am impressed. That's good for you.
Yeah, show offs.
No, listen, I never took calculus.
Just using,
I went as high as I went was algebra 2 and trigonometry. I did not take calculus because I didn't have to. I was going to be a political science major when I left high school.
Right.
There was no way I was wasting time with calculus. I am not a math person.
I'm not a math person. I've told this so many different times.
But
not
do you
just
wish
me.
you were?
It's not just me. They say 5 out of 4 people have trouble with fractions.
5 out of 4 people?
Yes.
All right, Trivia Friday. Repeat our questions quickly, fellers.
Okay, most of us have seen a movie in 3D. What does 3D stand for? Second question. In the book or the movies, Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the villain or the antagonist? And then third question, who were the presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House?
Here's what I've got. First question, name 3 presidents, U.S. presidents, whose first name and last name started with the same letter. There are 4, but I just need you to name 3. Second question, this puzzle toy, there's your hint, this puzzle toy invented in Hungary was the best-selling toy in America, maybe in the world, of 1981. Name that puzzle toy. And I'll add one. The Ohio River flows into which river? The Ohio River flows into which river?
Tim knows this.
I do know that.
Yeah.
Yes. So here I got 2 questions. What is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the world? That's the first one. Second question is, in summertime, so a lot of people out in the sun, right? If you get sunburned, what is that caused by scientifically? If you get sunburned, what is that caused by scientifically? All right.
And people don't give the moon enough credit. Gravity, sunburn, whole
the
lot of
reflection.
stuff.
You go out at night.
Yes.
You don't put on enough sunblock or moon block.
Moon block.
You got there. You're trying to do the moonwalk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
The things and get away.
Paddling on Moon River.
Moon block. I've just thought of something for you and I to go on Shark Tank. Have a new product.
Moon block spray. Let's go to the phones, Ed.
All right.
All right.
We're going to go to North Carolina, and Marcus is on the line. Marcus, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey, Marcus. Thanks for calling. Where do you live in North Carolina?
Fayetteville.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling. Ask, answer, or both?
We'll do both.
All right. Which one do you want to answer?
Well, most of the ones I wanted to answer are gone, so we'll do the really easy one with 3D.
All right. Here's the question, Marcus. Most of us have seen a movie in 3D. What does 3D stand for?
3-dimensional.
That is correct.
Nicely
3-dimensional.
Well, I want to know what the dimensions are.
Well, length, width, and depth. Length, width, and height, I think.
Okay.
Maybe depth too. Length, width. Anyway, length, width. Length, width, height, and depth.
Maybe
Sorry.
Marcus knows to confirm what
Our
you just
intern
said.
knows. She was shaking her head no when you were wrong, then yes when you finally
Length, height, and depth.
got it.
Can you confirm that, Marcus?
I can confirm that the movie theaters are usually disappointing because it's like 2 seconds of 3D for a movie.
Yeah, and that little red on one side of your flimsy paper glasses, red on one and blue on the other.
Yeah, I got a theory on that.
Hey, Marcus, by the way, can you hang on for 5 minutes? We got to go to our break.
Yeah.
All right.
You got a theory.
Okay, Marcus, we'll bring you back on the program to continue. You can ask your trivia question when we get back from this short news break. You're listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Stay with us.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio.
As a federal or state employee, you have the opportunity to support the American Family Association through the combined federal campaign by designating a monthly payroll deduction using 12037. You help AFA continue to fight for your family. So when you complete your CFC form, remember, AFA's number is 12037. And thank you for your help.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh. No ruling on presidential immunity yet, but the Supreme Court has issued a ruling on some people charged in the January 6th case. Fox chief legal correspondent Shannon Bream explains.
So what they have said is that one of the statutes the Justice Department used to charge hundreds of different January 6 defendants is no good. And that includes President Donald Trump, because he has actually had 2 of these counts against him in the Jack Smith D.C. case against him, that federal criminal case that has been on hold here. So what essentially they say is this statute, which was passed in the wake of Enron, they say it doesn't fit here. He says, given that the subsection was enacted to address the Enron disaster, not some other far-flung set of dangers like what happened just right over here at the Capitol, it is unlikely that Congress responded with such an unfocused and grossly incommensurate patch in English that essentially means that all of these people who were charged under this particular obstruction statute for January 6th, that is no good.
This election is going to come down to a question on strength versus weakness, and President Trump showed strength last night.
RNC co-chair Michael Whatley talking about the difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden as witnessed in last night's debate. Fox News correspondent Chad Pergram says for Democrats, last night was seismic.
A senior House Democratic leadership source tells me, quote, those closest to the president have not served him well. The source adds, quote, this is not sustainable. But the House's top Democrat stands by President Biden.
Leader Jeffries, do you think that President Biden should step down after the debate performance last night? Should he step aside?
Now, removing the president is messy. It would likely take a cohort of senior Democrats, ranging from former Presidents Obama and Clinton to former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, to convince Mr. Biden to step aside.
Fox News senior political analyst Brett Hume says normally debates don't matter much.
And through time, they really haven't mattered that much. This one mattered a lot because it answered the question that countless voters have. Is this old guy fit for the job? This is a debate he wanted. It was played under rules that he agreed to, and he came out and seemed like a ghost. And I think the impression is ineradicable. The Democrats are right to begin thinking about trying to get him off the ticket.
Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton says last night was painful to watch, but we already knew about Joe Biden.
I think everyone saw President Biden and that he's not up to doing the job. He hasn't been up to doing the job these last 3.5 years. But even if he were 20 years younger and sprightly and energetic, he'd still be a failed, weak president because his ideas are failures. Joe Biden admitted last night there was no inflation when he took office. He's the cause of that inflation. He admitted that terrorists have probably crossed our border, which we know to be the case among the 10 million illegals who have entered the country.
And finally, another gun rights group is weighing in on the U.S. Surgeon General declaring gun violence a public health crisis.
Alan Gottlieb of Second Amendment Foundation says U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy's outrageous claim this week is, quite frankly, disgusting.
Gun ownership is not a communicable disease. It's a constitutional right.
In a video posted on X, Surgeon General Murthy said this has been a problem for years.
Unfortunately, the problem has continued to grow. 54% of adults in America report that they or a family member have experienced a firearm-related incident, whether they've been personally threatened with or injured by a firearm, lost a family member, witnessed a shooting, or shot a firearm in self-defense.
Murthy went on to say that many of these harms are disproportionately felt in our communities.
What is especially devastating is how this has affected our children.
When it comes to people shooting a firearm in self-defense, Gottlieb says that is not gun violence. As for gun safety, Gottlieb says gun rights groups put out information on how to use them safely, how to use them in self-defense situations, and how to keep them away from children.
The anti-gunners who claim to be for gun safety never teach anybody about safety. They just teach people about prohibition.
I'm Chris Woodward.
More news available online at afn.net and download the AFN mobile app. I'm Rusty Pugh.
Hey man, what are you doing?
I'm just lying here relaxing in a stream. I call it streaming.
Okay, you know that word already has another meaning, right?
AFA Streaming offers free and subscription video content. Titles like By Design, The God Who Speaks, and Asbury Revival, Desperate for More. You'll also find video versions of AFR programs. Visit afa.net and click on Streaming. This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
Everybody, welcome back to Trivia Friday, also known as
Learning University.
Learning University. We're on the air here on this June the 28th, 2024. Tim, Ed, and JJ, we are professors here at this Institute for Higher Education.
When you say welcome back, I got to tell you how many times I have to squash breaking into song. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
Welcome back.
And then you want to dance?
Da 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 da.
Like
all right, I got it out of my system.
Did you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
But now I got that song stuck in my head. Thanks for that.
Trivia Friday it is. We go back to Marcus in North Carolina. Marcus, what is your trivia question for us?
All righty. I've got a NFL question from back when it used to be a contact sport.
These two guys, back when he used to be a contact sport. All right.
Go ahead.
All right, what's your Bill Bramlett question? Bull Bramlett?
Okay. So, who is the only NFL running back in history to have won the Heisman Trophy, the NFL MVP, and the Super Bowl MVP?
Okay, don't say
These two
anything.
guys are going to know.
Okay,
yeah, if it's about badminton, I've got a chance. But they're the serious athletes in the group.
Okay. I was leaning toward Barry Sanders, but he never won a Super Bowl MVP.
It's got to be Bo Jackson, maybe?
No, he didn't win I don't think he won a Super Bowl. I'm going to say Emmitt Smith from the Cowboys.
Oh, Emmett sounds like a good.
Wait, no, you're saying this running back did what and what now? He won.
He won the Heisman. The Heisman Trophy, the NFL MVP for the regular season, and the Super Bowl MVP.
Maybe it is.
Only one has ever done it.
Won this Heisman? So it doesn't have. Did you say it was a running back or no? Not necessarily.
He did. He said a running back.
It is a running back.
Regular season, NFL MVP, and then Super Bowl.
I think it's Emmitt Smith.
Let's go with
I'm going to go with Emmitt
Yeah.
Smith. Yeah, I'm going to go with Tim.
In fairness, gentlemen, I have not found anybody else that knows this useless information, so that is not correct.
Wait, all right. If it's not correct, first of all, it's
is.
hurtful to my.
Yeah, you took a little too much joy
To my
in,
pride, yeah, because you just said that's incorrect.
and nobody's done it.
Okay, but before, let me at least try to
Give him a second
Give me a
chance.
second. Give me a second chance.
Okay, I'll give you a second chance.
Okay, tell me what decade we're talking about here.
80s.
You can get it now.
1980s.
While I'm going to stall while they're thinking, Emmitt Smith's daddy was a bricklayer. Let the record note.
Is that right?
Yeah, and when he was young, his dad, he would toss bricks down there and he'd catch
Okay,
them.
just give us 1 second here. I know we
Okay,
don't need
all
to
right,
dwell
then-
on this. Okay, Ed, we can come up with this. All right, Ed, the 80s, the 49ers.
It's got to be Roger Craig.
Did he win the Heisman? Did he?
I don't know. I'm just saying they won 4 Super Bowls in
Yeah.
that decade.
And he would have won an MVP.
He would have won an MVP.
Go with that.
All right, I'll go with you on that one.
All right.
I don't know if he won. I can't remember if he won the Heisman.
I can't either.
Yeah.
How
Go
about
ahead.
Roger Craig?
No, sir. I'm not sure that Roger Craig won any of those actual awards.
Don't say that.
All right.
He was a great running back.
No,
Okay.
no,
All right,
just
Marcus.
don't try to like rub it in. Okay, we're wrong.
All right, Marcus, what's the answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not
You
just
stumped
us, but our listeners are waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, you stumped us.
Tony Nathan, maybe.
Mr. Touchdown. Or, I'm sorry, Mr. Red Zone. Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
Yeah,
with the Raiders.
Yeah, in USC.
Yep.
He won the
Heisman.
Heisman. He beat out Herschel Walker.
What?
Oh wow. Yeah, his sophomore year.
He was Marcus Allen was the first running back to break 2,000 yards in college, which set him up for a huge NFL career.
Yeah, then he played.
And he was good too.
He played with the Raiders and the Raiders, and yeah.
Well, boys.
All right, thank you, Marcus.
You
Appreciate
guys
it.
Hey, Marcus, excellent question.
Marcus. Well, you guys are more sports aficionados than me, but I got to say, for that guy to have done all that, and you guys don't know, his marketing guy really dropped the ball. If he's not a household name, to be able to do all three of those, trifecta.
Yeah.
And back to the phones. We need to repeat our questions.
Okay, I have two questions remaining. In the book or the movies of the same name, Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the antagonist, the villain in the story? And then second question, who were the presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House?
Name three presidents whose first and last name started with the same letter. Second question, this puzzle toy invented in Hungary was the best-selling toy of 1981. Name it, and it was very colorful. Throw that hint. Third question, the Ohio River flows into which river? The Ohio River flows into which river?
All right.
All right. What is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the world? That's all I got right
Bacon.
now. Bacon.
That's my guess.
Good guess. Good guess.
That is,
But,
that's good.
All right.
Go ahead.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Louisiana. And Mark is on the line. Mark, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Been trying for 10 years to get on here. Had you on speed dial.
Wow.
10
you made
years.
it, buddy.
Well,
actually, me
mission
and my wife-
Hey guys, I don't
accomplished.
get to call these audibles. Can we give him an AFR baseball cap?
Not for just 10 years.
Yes, 10 years.
10 years. It's got to be at least 20 years.
Hey, buddy, you just won yourself an AFR hat, brand new baseball cap for your tenacity, that stick-to-itiveness. Go ahead. Do you want to ask, answer, or do both?
I'm going to do both.
Which one you want to answer?
The puzzle.
All right, here's the question. The puzzle toy invented in Hungary was the best-selling toy of 1981. Name it.
The Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube. I think the Hungary maybe threw people off
Yeah.
because that didn't have anything to do with anything. But, yeah, that Rubik's Cube, everybody and their brother had one in
So
1981.
that was invented in Hungary?
Yes. But it was maybe by Mr. Rubik. I don't know. I didn't do too much extensive.
I never solved it.
I never even tried it.
I could never
looked
get
at
to
it and I said, this is just going to frustrate
You weren't
me more.
motivated, were you?
One of
Not
those
just
things that
motivated. It had a little
frustrated
bit
me.
of a math thing to it.
Yeah.
You know, and logic and
It
engineering.
was pretty cool. The
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube.
Could you put them together? Could you turn it and make it happen?
I would about 2 or 3 minutes, and then my attitude would change.
In
A lot
fact,
of
you
people-
broke 2
a
or
lot
3
of
of
people
them.
could get
throwing
3
it.
sides,
Yeah.
or however many
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah.
Get 4 or 5 sides, but one would be left.
Right.
Now, our summer intern, Autumn, is nodding. She's done it. I
Yeah,
asked
she's
her.
done it.
The Rubik's
Oh
Cube?
wow!
How about you, Brent Creeley? No?
No.
No, he uses one to
No.
prop up a wobbly table.
Hey, that was extremely popular. We even know about it today, right?
Well,
Right.
1981, the most popular toy in the nation, maybe in the world. Hey, what's your question for us?
Okay. Back in the 70s, when I was growing up, I read a lot of comic books. My favorite one was Archie. I don't know if y'all know that, or if any of y'all read comics.
I'm with you.
I'm right there.
Right. In this comic book, Archie had a best friend named Jughead. What was Jughead's dog's name?
So you had Archie, Jughead, Betty, Veronica, but the dog's name, I didn't even know he had a dog.
The dog's name, Jughead's dog's name?
That's a deep dive.
Bacon.
First
I
of all,
just go with bacon.
I'm going to say Spot. What would be like Rover? Let's all grab one of those easy dog names.
First of all, who allows any self-respect at all to be called a Jughead? Go
Right.
through life like that, huh?
That should have been a fighting words.
Our newest grandson, they named him Archie, and I said, man, that if they have the next child after that,
Jughead.
yeah, it's going to have to be Jughead, and that's going to be tough to live with.
I don't know. What's the
dog's name?
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. Okay.
Well, as we approach
hey,
July
Mark.
4th.
Is this Mark?
Mark.
Hey, Mark. True story. I once knew a fella. He named his dog Diogi.
Diogi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting it.
We had this one time. We had this conversation before.
Are you getting it, Mark?
I'm not.
Dog.
He named his dog Diogi.
D-O-G. D-O-G.
D-O-G.
You get it now? You get it now?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
I didn't do it. He was a guy I knew.
Yeah.
He named his dog Diogi. Mark, you got it now?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
Mark sounds awfully disappointed.
Hey, Mark, stay on the line so they can get your address to send you that
I thought that
that
was pretty
AFR
interesting
ball
at the
cap.
time.
Going to put you on hold and get you that ball cap.
your life
Well,
on-
well
put your life-
earned.
There's a
too.
fella who, the hot summer we've had, his dog was running a fever. So he took the dog to the vet, and he said, just give him some mustard. He said, mustard? He said, yeah, that's the best thing for a hot dog.
All right. Well,
I think he changed vets.
I
after
think
that.
the idea is you start off slow and you're supposed to improve.
Yes. by the
For
end of
our
the-
show,
the
it
end of-
seems like we're just going
we're languishing
backwards
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
We're doing like one of the people in the presidential debate.
Yeah.
Just sort of trickling, just sort of dribbling on. And
He named his dog that.
Yeah, no, I get Tim. I
I'm
get it.
showing
now.
everybody at home.
Hey,
Yeah, D.
hold up that list with
Oh,
imaginary numbers again. I want to see that again. I want to memorize those.
Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, JJ, and we thank you for listening to AFR.
Can I
go back to the phones?
Can I go back to the
Yes,
phones,
you can,
please?
sir.
Thank you. All right, we go to Mississippi, and Jeff is on the line. Jeff, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you very much for taking my call, guys.
Hey, thank you, Brother Jeff. Where do you live?
I'm right down the road from you in Oxford.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hey.
Home of your rebels.
Oxford's a great town. I love a lot of great restaurants and things to do and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Good football team.
Yes, we know that, Jeff. And I graduated Mississippi State, so you know what you're doing there. But that's okay. No, that's okay.
But enough about the Egg Bowl.
Yeah, no.
You want to ask, answer, or do both?
Yeah.
I'd like to do both today.
All right. Which one you want to answer?
I'd like to answer JJ's question about the presidential initials.
Here we go. Name 3 U.S. presidents whose first and last name started with the same letter.
Okay, you said there were 4. 3 came to mind right away, and it took me a while to get the 4th, but I'll go ahead and tell you all of them.
Perfect.
Woodrow Wilson, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, and Ronald Reagan.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
I'm with you. I knew 3, but Calvin Coolidge is one that I got hung up on. What about you? Which one did not come to mind?
It was also Calvin Coolidge, and I think it's just because he never said anything.
Okay. Well, hey,
Quiet
nice
Cal
job.
or something. Silent Cal. What was
Quiet,
his name?
Silent Cal. That's right. That's
Really?
right.
Well, he did. I will say this, and you'd think you would hear more about this. He did get the Heisman Trophy and the NFL MVP and during a Super Bowl. But it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Some people, their name just doesn't get out front and center.
That's right.
Right.
Well, Jeff, way to go, brother.
Yeah,
I mean,
nicely
that's
done.
presidential.
You guys knew
trivia
that. You
history.
thought
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan,
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson.
And Herbert Hoover.
What about what's your question for us?
Frankie Fontaine.
Caitlin
Okay,
Clark.
y'all have had some really tough ones today. I've noticed. So do you? I have a tough one and an easy one. I'd like for y'all to pick.
We want to be challenged. Give us a hard one.
Yeah, let's go difficult.
Break the tie.
Yeah, difficult.
Okay. All right. So the difficult one is this. One of your questions was the Lloyd Bentsen versus Dan Quayle debate.
Right.
Senator, Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. In the 1992 Republican convention, Ronald Reagan gave a rebuttal about that. Can any of you at least paraphrase that rebuttal?
At the convention or at a debate?
It was at the 1992 Republican convention when H.W. Bush was running for re-election.
With Quayle.
Now, back to those debates and things like that. I remember when they worried about Ronald Reagan's age, and they said, man, that's going to come up, and they're going to nail him. And he said he wasn't going to hold it against his
that was Walter Mono. That was in 84.
Yeah, that he wasn't going to hold it against him, that he was youth and inexperience. And even Walter chuckled because that was such a funny line, and it defused that. But now this thing he's talking about, how did he circle back around?
Wait, did you say Ronald Reagan?
Ronald Reagan, 1992. I know he was pretty old, but he did make an appearance at H.W.'s convention.
And said something to reference that.
In reference to that, yes, kind of as a rebuttal.
Right.
Y'all wanted the hard question.
Yeah.
I wanted the one where it was vanilla or chocolate.
You wanted to know which river flowed into.
But it's not satisfying when you answer 1 + 2.
Yeah, but we're not going to answer it.
All right, what's the answer? We're stumped.
Okay. He said, and I'll have to paraphrase because I don't know word for word, but he said, this man that they've nominated, talking about Clinton, claims to be the new Thomas Jefferson. Well, let me tell you something. I knew Thomas Jefferson.
I remember.
Thomas Jefferson was a friend of mine, and Governor, Thomas Jefferson.
Oh,
I do remember that when you started
classic Ronald Reagan.
I remember.
The room exploded. Fun. It was great.
Yeah.
That is funny.
That is. What timing?
Because he was old at the time. So.
Well, when Reagan won election in 1980, I guess he was considered old.
Yeah.
He was 70.
He was the oldest elected president at the time, yes.
Wow. 70 years old.
Yeah.
He'd be a young whippersnapper by today's standards.
That's right.
Huh?
All right. Jeff, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Well done. Excellent.
Have a great day in Oxford.
Yes.
It's always sunny in Oxford.
Jeff, don't forget to set your clocks this weekend. They're doing that in Oxford. Nowhere else, but in Oxford, make sure you set your clocks.
Clocks back or forward.
That's right.
You're listening to Trivia Friday. Let's repeat our questions for the last time today, guys.
All right. In the book or the movies, Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the villain in the story?
Crook.
Well, he wasn't a crook.
Oh, okay.
I am not a crook.
A cook. Is it?
Are you trying to answer
I'm
my
sorry.
question?
I shouldn't be doing this. This just comes to mind.
It wasn't Captain Cook.
Okay, Captain Cook. Yeah. But he was a captain.
Yes, Captain Cook was.
Hook. It wasn't a Captain Hook either.
Yeah. Either one of those. You guys done? Just naming every captain you can.
Wait, what can I?
Captain Crunch. Why not Captain Crunch?
Yes, Captain Crunch. Those crunch berries, when you get all those out there on
he can ride up on his mystery
deck.
ship.
All right. Second question. Who are the presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House? That's all I've got.
All right. I've got only one remaining, but I may add one. The Ohio River flows into which river? The Ohio River flows into which river? Give it a little more variety. Let me add one. Which popular 1960s American muscle car was nicknamed the GOAT? It was nicknamed the GOAT. Popular 1960s American muscle car.
What is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the world? Want to know the answer to that. Back to the phones.
All right, we go to Arkansas, and Dar is on the line. I'd be interested to know if Dar was perhaps named DR as a baby.
No.
No?
Dar. No, actually, Dar is short for Doris, and no one can pronounce it the way it's spelled.
Doris.
How is it
Doris.
spelled?
Spell it, please.
Darice.
Here's the deal. You get mail that comes to your house with every kind of variation of name that is known to man or woman.
Yes.
Well, most people pronounce it Doris. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. My music minister used to play the piano in church, and he'd say, "Okay, Darice, let's do this."
Now you've got us curious. Family name, combination of two favorite aunts. How'd you get the name?
Mom and Dad thought we might marry a Brown or a Smith or a Jones, so they gave the girls distinctive names.
Nice.
Wow.
They were very beautiful and unique. You've never sat next to somebody in school with the same name, have you?
Right.
But now your name is Doris, right?
Doris.
Yes.
Doris,
yes.
but everybody calls you Dar?
No, everybody calls me Doris, but that was just easier to say. Just
I got
don't worry about it.
I got you. It says Dar on our screen.
Right.
That's why I asked you that.
Ask, answer, or do both, Doris.
Just going to answer.
Which one you feel confident about?
Well, I'm pretty confident in the one I'm going to answer, but I had hoped to do the president because my 8-year-old grandson sitting next to me told me the answers.
About the
But-
Ronald Reagan
Wow,
and everything?
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's his
Yeah,
name?
But I'm going to answer the captain, and it's not Crunch. I'm
All
gonna
right,
answer that.
give a little shout out for your grandson.
Here's the question, Doris. In the book Mutiny on the Bounty, what was the name of the captain who was the villain or the antagonist?
Captain Bligh.
Whoa!
Right under the wire.
Wow. Do you know what that irritating sound is?
Yes, the mystery question.
Yes.
Yeah, and you got it right, and we got the hat.
Congratulations.
You're going to have the hat to prove it.
Right at the 11:30
I
hour.
tell you what, Dar. I call her Dar.
Yeah.
That's
Doris.
fine.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll send you 2 hats because one for your 8-year-old grandson who helped you.
That's right.
Okay.
Y'all can wear them out together, okay?
You may have to grow into it a
All
little
right.
bit, but
You can adjust the hat in the back.
That's right.
yeah.
You can figure it out. But anyway,
All right. Hey,
we need to get your address, okay?
so
Doris?
don't hang up when we're done. Do you have a question for us?
No, I've just been listening.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, and wonderful that you both won a hat.
What's your grandson's name?
Cannon.
Cannon.
That's
Oh, I
a good,
like that.
strong name.
That's a strong name, is
Yeah,
right.
probably play quarterback one day.
Oh, and my granddaughter is waving at me. She wants me to tell her name,
Okay.
Aria.
What is it?
Aria.
Aria.
Like the
Beautiful
opera.
names.
Like the
Aria.
opera, the arias. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
God bless you. Stay on the line
Yeah.
so she can
Thank
get
you,
that-
Doris.
We can get your address.
Well, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. One
we gonna
time
do, Ed?
only,
Uh-huh.
we're going to send you 3 hats because your granddaughter's going to have one now, too.
Yeah, now she's going to name some more.
Okay. All right, we're going to put you on hold, Doris.
Well, that's very generous.
Well, right, we can't leave out the
No, you
granddaughter.
can't. Hey, anybody that has children or grandchildren, you can't. You have to count the
We
exact.
only got
amount
2
of
minutes
sprinkle.
left, so what are we going to do here?
I think we're just going to have
Close
to give
it-
our
close
answers,
shop?
maybe.
Give our answers and close shop.
Yeah, give our answers and close shop. So that was right under the wire, Captain William Bligh. Have you guys ever remember the name?
Now that you mentioned it.
Captain William Bligh. All right, this is a pretty easy
Kirk.
one.
Is that where
Captain
the,
Kirk
is that
another
where the
captain.
survivors went to Pitcairn Island?
Yes.
Settled there.
It's a true story,
It
based
is
on
a true story. One of
Yeah.
the most remote places on earth, Pitcairn Island.
All right, so this is an easy one. The presidential candidates in the 1980 race for the White House. Who are they, guys?
Carter and Reagan, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan. And for those of you who are listening, I'm going to ask one of those kinds of questions, probably about 50 or 60 years of political history
you
coming
go.
up in the few weeks ahead.
The Ohio River flows into which river?
Mississippi.
And then, popular in 1960s, American muscle car was nicknamed the GOAT. Any idea?
Corvette?
GTO?
GTO.
Yeah.
That's what they'd say. I've got a goat.
What is the most commonly consumed vegetable in the entire
I'm
world?
going to have to say rice or corn.
Corn.
Potatoes.
In the world.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Potatoes are versatile vegetable that can be prepared and seasoned differently to align with preferences of many different cultures.
I mean, you
right.
say potato, I say potato.
That's
but-
right.
French fries.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes
All right.
sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, students of Learning University, we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.